Polkadot. Polkadot is an really interesting project because fundamentally it was the most hyped project of all of 2021 and 2020. Founder is obviously one of the co-founders of Ethereum, Gavin Wood, and there is still, even though the hype, as I suppose, died down for Polkadot, there is still a lot of excitement because of everything attached to Polkadot. So we're going to break down all of it and see what Polkadot can hit in the next bull cycle. Before I get into that though, guys, if you're new to the channel, these are the first 26 coins that I did videos about on the channel. In the videos, I showed myself buying these coins because I expected them to just rocket up in price. And guys, you can see what all of these coins were worth when I recorded my videos, as well as the highs these coins hit. Less than 18 months on, it was about 16, 17 months, and what your profit would have been if you'd thrown 100 into each when I released my videos. And if you had just done that, 100 into each, lived your life for a year and a half, and then jumped onto your wallet and sold them, your profit from 100 into each would have been over 123 grand, which is not too shabby. Now, I sold all of these. Since the market crash, I've been buying up new coins. These are coins that I think can 40x, 50x, 100x. And I share them on my website, which is copymycrypto.com. So anytime I find one of those coins, I jump on, I tell the members what the coin is, what profits it can have, and what percentage of my money I'm putting in. So they always see the full percentage breakdown of my portfolio. It means they can copy along exactly, make the exact same profit as me, except the beauty is as well, they don't have to do any work. They don't have to research white papers, they don't have to learn about charts, they can just copy along. And if you go on to copymycrypto.com now, you'll see what the members have earned since being there. You'll see what I said about Phantom. No one in the world was talking about Phantom as a 100x coin. I released a whole course about it, and you can see what I said about it. You can also see me encouraging people to get out of the DeFi protocol that crashed and lost $500 million. It's all public records, verify it all, and if you like what you see, guys, join me there and make crypto easy for yourself. Now, Polkadot. So look, first of all, Polkadot is founded by Gavin Wood. Gavin Wood is one of the co-founders of Ethereum. We often see that any of the original co-founders of Ethereum tend to do well. You know, look at Charles Hoskinson founding Cardano, Gavin Wood founding Polkadot. We do see it quite regularly. Now, Polkadot is really trying to resolve the number one biggest problem that they identify within crypto, which is interoperability. It's very much become a buzzword these days. What does it mean by that? Well, blockchains can't interact with each other, so Polkadot wanted to create the ability for blockchains to be able to interact with each other. So what they have done is create a series of parallel chains. Polkadot is what they refer to as a layer 0, because it underlies and describes a format for a network of layer 1 blockchains known as parachains. So Polkadot's capable of autonomously and forklessly updating its own code base through on-chain governance, and all the layer 1s on top of Polkadot can interact with each other thanks to the Polkadot's meta protocol. So Polkadot provides a foundation to support a decentralized web, and that's the premise. Everything that is built upon Polkadot can thank Polkadot for being able to interact with all the other chains there. And it serves three purposes. So the Polkadot token obviously secures the network, so that's via staking. It has the network on-chain governance, so that's the voting. And you can bond tokens to connect parachains. And that's actually how all these parachains have been formed, is through the auction protocols and the bonding of the tokens. So there are four key components to Polkadot, which is the relay chain, the parachains, the power threads, and the bridges. So parachains at this point, most people are fairly familiar, but they're just independent chains that have their own tokens and are optimized for a very specific use case, whether it's like a smart contract protocol, whether it's a DeFi protocol, whether it's lending, borrowing, or whatever. Power threads are similar to parachains, but with flexible connectivity, They are based on an economical pay-as-you-go model, so they're not the same as parachains in that regard, because parachains have like a 2-year period. And bridges allow the parachains and parathreads to connect, communicate with the other external blockchains, whether that's Ethereum or Solana as an example. Not that Solana is one. As I said, Polkadot founded by Gavin Wood. It's also founded by Robert Habermeyer and Peter Szaban, I want to say. But I'm probably butchering that name. They also created the Web3 Foundation. This is the Swiss foundation with a mission to facilitate open source decentralization. Now, Habermeyer was a Thiel Fellow, if you're unfamiliar with Peter Thiel, obviously one of the founders of PayPal. But behind all, the Polkadot project has really strong, experienced founders. And then within the Polkadot world, we've got an ecosystem that has just grown staggeringly, absolutely staggeringly. You've also got the Web3 Foundation that literally is giving grants to anything built upon Polkadot or Kusama. So it's providing everyone with the opportunity to potentially have the funding so that they can get moving. Polkadot is also very recently starting to show a ton of volume. So the 50-hour average volume of Polkadot was around $207,000 on Upbit. However, the last recorded volume is a staggering 466,000, which is an increase of 125%. On Binance, the 4-hour volume was 947,000, while the last recorded volume was over 1 million, an increase of 34.37%. Polkadot is actually getting a real lot of volume, a lot of interest back. So like everyone's remembered what Polkadot is, probably a run is, like a price run's fairly inevitable for Polkadot very soon. Regarding Polkadot, there are some people that are suggesting it's going to hit $200 as a price point. I'm not personally convinced on that. ChatGPT projected Polkadot could reach $150 by the end of 2025. I, again, not fully convinced on that. But everyone keeps using ChatGPT as though it's got the ability to predict these things. I'm not convinced by ChatGPT in that regard. Like, it's not intuitive enough to be able to predict human behavior based upon price movements. I just don't think it's there yet. It worries me that it could be, but it isn't there yet. But I do think there is a real shot for Polkadot of doing something quite special, Already, remember, it's got a $7 billion market cap already. So any sort of price rally is significant because of the overall market cap. When we actually take a look at all the projects based around Polkadot, they are pretty damn big at this point. We have proposals consistently being presented for Polkadot, and you can actually have a look through all of the different things that they have got up and running. As of right now, there's a lot of DeFi that launched in 2021. Obviously, we're going to have a new wave of auctions relatively soon, because every project had a 2-year window that they could have a parachain before parachains are up for rebidding. So it might be that we see some new ones start arriving. Overall, in terms of the Polkadot ecosystem, the ones that I'm particularly interested in regarding the parachains, I think Moonbeam is really of interest. I think realistically Akala, very interesting. I think some of the parachains have yet to be fully explored at the level that I I think we all want to see. The interesting thing with Polkadot is going to be, does the hype come back? Because there's definitely been a loss of hype for Polkadot comparatively to where it was at in 2021, which you would expect. We're in a bear cycle, like we've been in a bear cycle for a while. However, and you know, right now you've got coins like Casper that seem to be rocking the hype pretty damn well. So will Polkadot regain that? Oh, time will tell. But I think there's enough there with the founders, with the overall excitement around the ecosystem, which I think will come back, because I think we'll see a pretty significant wave of DeFi. I think Polkadot can run up pretty nicely. At the very least, I think $50 is a target, which is, you know, it's priced at $5.58 right now, so it's about a 9x. I'm not convinced necessarily we even see a new all-time high. Remember, if it hits $50, that's putting it at a market cap of like $60 billion, $62 billion. That's massive. Could it do more? Absolutely. You know, if it gets above 55, it's in price discovery mode. It could just go parabolic. It could run up huge. But that's going to be dependent on a lot more excitement and hype coming back to that. Because I think a decent amount of price action movement for Polkadot was hype driven, because it was excitement about what's the next parachain, what's going to be the next coin within the Polkadot ecosystem that does something spectacular. So that needs to come back for this to, like, for ChatGPT to suggest $200, that is required. Polkadot is buyable everywhere, by the way, guys. If you're going to get it, I'd highly recommend BitGet. BitGet is a top 5 exchange in the making. Like, they've got the biggest copy trading community and futures copy traders. They have some of the best earned features in all of crypto. Their bot features are actually really cool. You can start playing around with them these days. If you don't have an account with BitGet, a new sign-up can get up to like $1,000 in rewards, possibly $5,000 in rewards. And if you use the partner link in the description, you'll get discounts on all of your trades, which means you keep more crypto, guys, which is never a bad thing. As for Polkadot, guys, like I said, I think $50, I think that's a fair target. That would be a massive market cap of $60+ billion. The question really around Polkadot is going to be, how does the overall growth of the Polkadot ecosystem go over the next year or so? Are we going to see a real explosion in just exciting, innovative, interesting projects that land on Polkadot? Because Polkadot underpinning loads of exciting projects is enough for Polkadot to do something more than just $50. But even if Polkadot did nothing, which obviously they're not going to do nothing, if they did nothing, I think it runs up to $50 because a bull cycle is still a bull cycle, and quality and strong projects are going to run. But if they can onboard some seriously innovative and new and exciting ideas, and it's the architecture that runs those, maybe it does 100. 200 I think is out of sight personally. That would put it at a market cap of $250 billion. I think that's a little high. But who am I to go against ChatGPT? Anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. And guys, look, if you want to make the exact same profits as me in the next bull cycle and right now, you can do. Head over to copymycrypto.com. There's a link in the description. Just check through the site. Everything on the site is public record. So whether that's what the members have earned, whether that's what I've said about Phantom in the past or any DeFi protocol, what you read, what you watch, what you see, all of it is public record, so you can verify it all. Copymycrypto.com is where I share every coin that I'm buying and selling with the members. They will always see a full real-time example of real-time version of my portfolio, and they can copy along exactly. It means they make the same profits. It means there is no work. They don't have to learn about charts. They don't have to learn about blockchain technologies or anything like that. They can just copy along and make the same money I do. If that sounds nice to you, join me there. And that's it from me. Take care. Bye-bye.